Hello and Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back to the first taste test of 2024. I talked about the haul yesterday as being the first haul, but now we're here and we are going to try some new foods at Trader Joe's. So we can't wait. There's a bunch of things in front of us that we're gonna get right into. But before we do, if you could please give this video a thumbs up. My New Year's resolution is to try to get more thumbs up, more interaction to help our videos get out there. So if you guys could help us out, that would be amazing. And of course, if you are watching this video and you haven't subscribed and you like our videos, it's free to do so. So just go ahead and click the subscribe and we're moving right on. So let's get into this week's Trader Joe's taste test.
All right. Ooh, baby, just hold tight. We're up at the moonlight.
We have quite a few hot items to try today, so we're gonna try to get through these quickly so they don't get cold, and we can give our best review. First and foremost, Tim's got something that he's gonna try.
Yes, I do. So we're gonna be starting off trying today the chicken, lentil, and caramelized onion pilaf. I cooked the whole bag, and it fills one plate. For me, honestly, this is like the perfect size for a meal, but I think the normal person, this will easily feed at least 2 people. And what I find interesting is that it has not only like the saffron, basmati rice, dark chicken meat, it also has dates and golden raisins. So when I was cooking it on the stove, it smelled very sweet. And so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a big spoonful, get a little bit of everything, and let you know how it is.
While he's trying that and eating it, I was gonna say, this also might be a great side because it has, you know, it's pretty hearty. So you can put it as a side or maybe even like as a burrito, like stuff it into a burrito and maybe add a little more chicken, some seasonings, but let's see what Tim thinks, what his thoughts are.
I agree. I think this is a great side.
Okay.
It has a little bit of that sweetness like I described, and it does come from obviously the raisins and the dates, but it's not very flavorful, really. Like it's pretty mild in the flavor department, but all in all, I think it is a solid. It's a solid product. It's just rice for the most part, so there's not a whole lot to write home about, but I think it's good quality. Has a lot of health benefits as well with the lentils and everything in there. So yeah, take of it what you will, but I think it's pretty good.
Lots of fiber.
Yeah, definitely fiber.
So I guess if you're somebody that likes mild food, this is probably good for you. But if you're somebody that doesn't, I'm sure there's so many different ways that you can really flavor this up and make it more suitable to your tastes. So I think, do you have any thoughts or theories on like what you could add to it to make it more flavorful?
Maybe what we're gonna try in just a moment. I think Indian food would go well. I do think any type of Middle Eastern food, something that has like a sauce that has more flavor to it. Because again, this isn't the star of the show. This is a side that gives you the heartiness, the volume, but having some type of other sauce that you can kind of mix into this would be great. So it does need that. Now, one other thing I didn't really mention is the chicken that's in here. I didn't mention it because I almost forgot it was there. It's so finely like chopped and diced and whatever, it's barely noticeable. There's not much flavor from it. It really blends in. So really unfortunate that they even put it in there because it took away people like yourselves from being able to try it, like vegetarians or vegans out there. And so nothing really to note about the meat. Okay.
It might go good with like a yogurt dip. I love Middle Eastern food, and they always pair foods with yogurt dip. So I think that maybe that would go really well. Maybe some greens too on the side, I don't know. But we're gonna move on now. So we're gonna go ahead and try the tofu sheets because these are, I feel like they're gonna get cold fast. This is what they look like. So it comes in a package like this. And then, oh, I'm holding it upside down. And then you just tear a corner open and it is only microwavable. So yeah, microwaved it for said time. And let's just open this together because this is, I'm sure this is like somewhere very normal. Like this is a totally normal food. For us, this is brand new. And it got me thinking how much I love that food can bring people together and different cultures. And it's fun to try new things and to experience things, whereas some people are probably like, oh yeah, that's totally normal. Tofu skin, that's part of our diet. And like it's brought here and we're able to try it too. So I love that the viewers on my channel have a very open mind when we're trying new things and we're not familiar with it. We are not rich. We can't travel to every country and try all the foods, but Trader Joe's is great in lending us a hand in trying new things and figuring it out ourselves. So this is what it looks like. It is, I'm going to be honest, this does not look appetizing. And it's called Tofu Sheets, but I've heard people refer to it as tofu skins. And that, again, is not the most appetizing. But we're gonna try a little bit of this. And see what it tastes like or what it doesn't taste like. All right, here we go.
Oh, gross. Oh, gross.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, tell me I'm not wrong. Okay. All it is like chickpeas and water. But
yeah. It is, okay, so I think there's a little bit of a sliminess to it. It doesn't taste like much, but I think it's the texture and the consistency of it. It's very like slimy and, I don't know. I want to try it with another item as is, and I know you're not supposed to eat it as is, you guys. Like, we know that, we get it. We wanted to try it though and just let you know. The texture is kind of like chewy, a little on the rubbery side. But like your teeth sink into it. It's not like your teeth are bouncing off of it, but it just kind of spongy. I don't know. It's hard to describe. It does say that it's great in stir fries or in soups or as a wrapper. So like you said, as a wrapper, we could kind of put this stuff into it. And when we talk about this stuff, we're talking about the Bangan Barta. So this is what it looks like. It looks, actually, it kind of just looks like a mush, I guess.
Yeah.
But it smells incredible. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dig right into me. You have your fork too, right?
Yes, I do.
So we're gonna try this as is, and then we're gonna try it in the tofu sheet.
Is it spicy?
It's got a kick.
Okay.
I forgot about the curry. And so I just took a big mouthful. It's fine. My taste buds just had to get used to it. That's like my first taste of food since the tofu sheets. So it's actually really delicious. This has intense flavor. It is insanely good. And Trader Joe's does Indian food like no other place, other than like obviously authentic Indian restaurants or India itself. But for frozen items, I have had a hard time finding things that can compare to the way Trader Joe's puts out their Indian frozen food items. So this is fantastic, and I'm not shocked at all because I love their Indian food, and this one has just a great flavor to it. There's definitely like a tomato base or something in there. The eggplant is delicious. The curry gives it a really nice kick, but it's not like super strong. I think it will build as we take more bites, but as of right now, it's good. It's really good.
It says on here it's like smashed vegetables, and I think that's a pretty accurate description. And I too really enjoy the Indian food at Trader Joe's. It may not be the most appetizing, or it may not be the most authentic. As you handed me this, I went straight to not appetizing. I got distracted. But this is good. It does have that spiciness level, and you can see some seeds in here, I think, that are contributing to that flavor.
Eggplant.
Is it the eggplant?
Seeds, yeah.
Okay.
Curry doesn't have seeds, it's a powder.
Oh, okay. But it is spicy for sure.
Yeah.
So be aware. And but I do think it needs some crunch to it too, some other like level of texture.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think naan would be great to dip into this.
Yeah.
This is like I think naan would perfectly pair, and we just bought garlic naan bread, so that may be what we're going to be using with it. But we're going to try the tofu sheet real quick with this. Made like our own little burrito wrap, and we're going to try that.
That's way better.
That's way better. But to be honest, I don't think I would ever gravitate towards these tofu sheets. As a vegetarian, this just is not something that I'm like, oh, I can get creative with. And some of you out there might. Some of you guys might make fantastic, amazing things with this. I personally, maybe I have to play around with it. I shouldn't speak before I actually try it, but I'm going to try it in a stir fry. I think I'm going to try that and see if I can maybe saute it up in a pan with some seasonings, flavor it, because tofu is great at absorbing different flavors. So I'm gonna try that and see what happens. This definitely like helped 100%.
Yeah.
It just takes on the flavor, but it's the texture for me. I don't know. It's weird. It's an odd texture for me that I'm just not familiar with and I don't really like. So that's where I'm at with that. But this is delicious, and after we turn off this video, I'm gonna go make some naan and have this for lunch because it's so good. And it just, I don't know, the flavor, everything, it's great, fantastic. I don't know about you, but I think it's time to crack into some wine.
I think it's about time.
I want to try some liquid right now. My mouth is kind of on fire.
I feel we've earned it.
Yeah. So we're gonna try the Tenebris red wine. This is just a reminder, 40% Grenache, 30% Syrah, and 30% Mourvedre. So it says bottled in France. So it is an imported wine, and we're gonna go ahead and see this. And again, I believe we've tried this before, or possibly maybe the same wine but a different consistency. I don't know. The color is beautiful. It's real deep.
Very deep. What I was told was that it's going to be kind of fruit forward or berry forward.
Okay.
And so it's something we don't typically go for. And I do think we may have had it a few years ago, like you said. Mm-hmm. But in that amount of time, our taste buds have likely changed. We've definitely evolved in our wine tasting. So
we have, and it does say on the back notes of black cherry, cinnamon, and oak. So let's give it a whirl. Okay. It tastes a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be tasting.
I really enjoy this.
Yeah?
I do. Yeah, I think it's, I only had one sip, and the bottle was just opened. But I think if it wasn't a good bottle of wine, I would know it right away.
Yeah.
And, or at least if it was a bad one. This is pretty decent on my first sip.
Yeah, I think it is very on par of being a $6 bottle of wine. I definitely think it has a little bit of a bite to it. It's a little acidic, and it's lighter in flavor than I was expecting it to be just because of the color. And I guess, I don't know, Grenache, I love Grenache. I think that's a great grape. And Syrah is a little lighter, so maybe that is what it should be tasting like. But I will say it's smooth, but there is a slight bite at the end. So if you are somebody that does not want to spend more than $6 on a bottle of wine, this is a great option. It will get drank. It's not terrible where we're going to be throwing it out. But I will stick by saying it definitely does taste to me like a $6 bottle of wine. And that's fine. That's, sometimes we need to do that. And yeah, I mean,
so you won't be picking it up again?
I think I have ones that I prefer more. Now, I will say, like Klein, for example. Klein's one of my favorites.
Right.
That bottle is, I think it's $8.99 now. It used to be $7.99. I love that bottle. I would reach for that every time before I'd reach for this. Also, Mason Barbelo, the Cab Syrah, whatever.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That is an excellent bottle for less than this bottle costs. That one's $5.50. This is $6. I would reach for that one as well before. I won't say I wouldn't pick it up again. I just know that this isn't necessarily like my style. I think there's better ones out there, and that's just my honest opinion. So
fair enough. I too am gonna stick to my guns and say I still enjoy this bottle. I do also like the other bottles that you had mentioned, and throw in there also Susamin Yellow, which is I believe $9.99 still. So there are other good ones as well, but I do like this one. I think it has a hint of oak.
It does.
It has like a little bit of berry flavors in there, like I think you said blackberry.
Black cherry.
Black cherry. Yeah, that's more accurate. And I think it's more of that, like, that bottle of wine that pleases both those that are first starting drinking wine, aren't big winos, and those that have a little bit of a more mature palate. So I stick to it. I like it still. I may be drinking more of this then, and you
That's
might
fine.
open a different bottle. But I think this is a decent bottle.
All right. Well, we're here to try the sumo oranges. As promised, these smell incredible. I haven't even opened them yet, but these are one of my favorite, like, citrus. These are mandarins. Sorry, I said orange, but these are mandarins. And I wanted to show you just how easy they are to peel. So I'm gonna start off with just kind of pulling off this little nubby on the top. And this is all me. I didn't pre-cut it or anything. But this skin is just so easy to peel off, where if you've ever had a mandarin, like the small ones, those sometimes can be easy. But sometimes the skin comes off in the tiniest little sections. And by the end of it, it's this big and it takes 15 minutes to peel. I'm like, no, thank you. So that is a plus with these sumos, where they just, like, the whole peel, you can pretty much peel the entire thing in one shot, and you call it a day. Like, peel that in 30 seconds, and I was talking. So there we go. This just smells insanely good. It does. It smells so good. It smells like
orange candy.
Ugh, I love these oranges, and I feel like we need to go back and get more because I love them. I know they're a little on the pricier side, but they're
But you know what? For the amount of time that you're peeling those other oranges, time is money, people. Let's try it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's good. It is good. It's definitely good. They're
juicy. They have the right hint of sweetness and acidity. These are so good. When you're thirsty, you'll gravitate toward these because they have so much juice in them, and they are just bursting with flavor.
And like a lot of times, orange has a little bit of a sourness to it. This doesn't really. It's just a really good juice flavor as well. Incredible. And I'm trying to think back to the last time that we tried these. I think one of our subscribers, or even maybe we did a little research on it or something, said that they look like sumo wrestlers, which is why they're called sumo.
Oh, is that? Are you sure?
I don't know where I get that from. Maybe I'm making that up. I could be wrong. But I think that might be the case. Tell me if I'm crazy. Tell me, I mean, you can tell me that anyways, but you can tell me if that's the real truth of it or not. But looking at them, they kind of look like little sumo wrestlers.
I don't know. I like these as a snack. It's been really hard to hold off eating one until the taste test. But I did, and now they're going to be gone because this is going to be like my after dinner treat. I love fruit after dinner. It's so good. And I just think like these mandarins are delicious. So hopefully you guys can pick some up and try them yourself if you haven't tried them yet. Now, last but certainly not least, we've got the new Snickerdoodle cookies in the bakery section. So these cookies, if you haven't tried Trader Joe's like bakery cookies that come in boxes like this, you're missing out. It's been a few years since they started coming out with these cookies, and they are so delicious and taste homemade, especially if you heat them up a little bit. So yeah, if you heat them up just a slight little hair on the microwave, I'm telling you, there's nothing that beats it. But we're just gonna try it straight out of the box. Can you split it in half? Yep. Oh, these smell good. I love cinnamon. You guys already know that if you've been watching my videos.
Ooh, these smell really so good.
All right, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Soft.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sugar crystals on the top.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yum.
Oh, my gosh. This is like a fresh, like, obviously it's not warm, but it's like the fresh cookie. You just need a scoop of vanilla ice cream on the top of one of these things, and it's over.
I was going to say cinnamon. If you like cinnamon, these are it. These are it. These are so delicious. They're so good. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Tim's going in for another one. That's how much he likes it. I feel the same way. We're going to go see a movie today, Wonka, with Benson. And I think I'm going to put one of these in with our little supply stash that we take with us to the movies.
Put 3 in there.
3 in there.
Yeah.
We'll all have a little cookie as a snack. But dang, these are delicious. There's nothing else to say about them. They're just so good. But with that, we're now at the end of the video. So we need the question of the week.
Yes, we do.
I think I'm gonna just make it simple, and it's gonna be, how are you feeling? How are you guys doing? How's the new year treating you? I think for me, I went through a little bit of a depression after Christmas. It was a lot. You know, Christmas leads up and it's like such a big thing, and then all of a sudden it just drops off, and then you have the cleanup and decluttering and all that stuff. And so I think for me it was like a little bit of a week of like gloominess, and I'm finally like out of that, and now I'm feeling really good. I've been working out and just taking care of myself, eating. We've been having home cooked meals. We've been taking good care of our mental, physical, you know, all these things that we want to improve. So right now I'm great, but I'm not gonna lie, like the week between Christmas and New Year's was a little rough for me. So I'm just checking in with you guys, seeing how you're doing. And Tim?
Yeah, so I feel rejuvenated. I was ready for the holidays to be over, mostly because of the food and all of it, everything that goes into it. But I feel like a refresh, a restart, ready to go be the best person that I can be. And yeah, so a pretty much similar thing as you're feeling, minus maybe some of the depression. I think I was ready, but yeah, it's a new year, a new start for everybody out there.
Totally. So I can't wait to read your answers and how you're feeling. And if you're down or sad, like, it's okay. Tomorrow's a new day. Next week's a new week. So just keep trucking on, moving forward, and eventually, hopefully, you can get out of that feeling. And if you're happy and you're feeling good, I'm so happy for you. But with saying that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you forgot to hit the thumbs up button, make sure to do it now. And same as the subscribe button too. So thank you guys so much for your support. We love you so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.